أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Young scholars, according to our planning, what was to be discussed in the first half of the session, it was format number 10. No, we skipped a few points for the discussion, and to your surprise, I am going to skip all those points even today. We will discuss all of them now later. After the skip, what is to be done? That is the discussion on our format number 11. Why this change took place? Due to the late arrival of our beloved Mr. Asim. So you ready? You too are requested now to please ask question whenever there is some doubt. I have already requested these people. I have already requested format number 10. And I am going to request you as well that you are requested not to let any word of mine become the part of your memory until it is clear. If it is clear, it's okay. If it's not clear, keep clearing it. Keep asking me the questions. When you are convinced, then I'll be moving forward. Or if I am unable to convince you, so that point will be postponed till the next session, as we postpone no number of points and we discuss no the next day. As usual, our today's lesson again, it shall be based on the previous one. Over here there's a routine that whenever you discuss something new, it is based on the previous one. Our format 11 is based on format number 3. And we are trying to understand module number 1 of the language, no? And I have already told you that module 1 begins, all 12 formats of the module 1 begin with who? Yes, sir. And then we have now the 12 formats of module 2. All of them begin with what or whom. And then again module 3 also begins with who, module 4 begins with what and whom. Once clear? You ready? Yes, sir. Sure. Yes. You came here. No, you came here today. You entered this room. You went to different places today. Yes. What's clear? You visited different areas. No, so many people you saw today, or many people are there who saw you today. It happened or not? You were there in the school. Yes, sir. You were there in the office. Yes. You were over there in the university. Ready? Yes, sir. I'm talking about Mr. Faisal. Yes, sir. Faisal, you went to your school today. Yes, sir. You reached the school? Yes, sir. You reached your school. What? School. When you reached your school, whom did you see there? Please, the people you saw. Yes, very good. No, Mr. Hayat. You went to the office?
Yes, I saw my fellow engineers.
Excellent. No, and you saw whom? Your fellow engineer.
Yes.
You went to the university?
Yes.
Okay. The person you saw.
I saw my teachers.
Name of any teacher?
Salisa.
Mr. Sajid. You saw Mr. Sajid. Now, when you entered this room, you both saw me. I was alone over here. None else was there. So you saw me. And I am Rafi. This part is clear?
Yes.
You went to the school.
Yes, sir.
When you reached the school, you saw a person. And the name of the person is
Umaria.
Mr. Umarayat. You reached your office, you saw your fellow engineer. And the name of the fellow engineer is
Mr. Tayyip.
Mr. Tayyip. You went to the university. When you reached the university, you saw a teacher. And the name of the teacher is Mr. Sajid. You came here. You both know, brother and sister. You came here. When you entered this room, you saw a man. The name of the man is Rafi. The point is clear?
Yes.
This point is clear?
Yes, sir. V2.
V2. Who and V2? Format number 3. No. You can say I saw or you saw. Again, this is who and V2. Clear? So talking about you saw. When you saw these people, when you saw your respective person,
Yes.
at that time,
That time.
at that time, what was that person doing? You were talking, no,
He
that
was sitting in
Mr. So and so was and
sitting before.
V4, and whenever there's a V1, V2, V3, V4, so there is always a list of 13 features, and out of 13 we have done 6 now. Whenever there's a V, we do call over a verb. We don't say first form, second, third or fourth. We say simply V1, V2, V3 and V4. So when you saw Mr. Umaraya at that time,
At that time,
what was he doing?
he was sitting in the chair.
Excellent. No, he was sitting. No, where?
In the chair.
In the chair. Not chair.
The chair.
In the chair. Develop that now.
Yes, sir.
When you saw Mr. Tayyip, at that time, what was he doing?
He was marking his attendance.
MashaAllah. He was marking. What?
Marking.
Marking. Mark. No R.
Yeah.
Parking. He was marking what?
His attendance.
His attendance. You entered your university, you saw your teacher, Mr. Sajid. The moment you saw him at that particular time, what was he doing?
He was delivering lecture.
He was delivering. He was delivering. What? No? The lecture. What? The lecture. Again, not char. There's no char English, no? Lecture. No R at the end, no? You both people know, when you entered the room, no, you saw me at that time. What was I doing? Excellent. And when you saw Mr. Rafi at that particular time, Mr. Rafi was sitting where? In the chair. Excellent. No, it means you were leading your brother. Now I opened the door, I took the seat, after that you entered, no, and when you saw me, I was over there at the door. Clear? And gentleman, he was knocking over there at the gate. Am I right? So when you saw Mr. Rafi, at that particular time, he was opening what? No? The door. What? The door. This part is clear?
Yes.
Again, this is the old lesson, the previous one, format number 5. Am I right?
Yes.
Our today's lesson. for this activity, or you can say for that activity. There's a proper word, I think, no? For that activity, the activity you are talking about. Or simple, you can say for that. What?
For that.
Clear or not? You want to say something?
No.
For that. Mr. Rafi was opening the door. And for that, it means for that activity which he was carrying out. Your friend was sitting and where in the chair for that activity, no? Again, he was marking the attendance for that activity. And the great man, Mr. Sajid, was delivering the lecture and for that activity. My question now. What had he? Who? He. What had he done when? Before your arrival there. For that activity, what had he done? This is the question. This man, Mr. Umar Ayad, was sitting in the chair. For that activity, what had he done? Mr. Rafi was opening the door. For that activity, what had he done? No. And Mr. Sajid was delivering the lecture. For that activity, what had he done? And your colleague was marking the attendance. For that activity, what had he done? And your friend, your colleague was sitting in the chair. For that activity, what had he done? The question is clear? Sure? I'm giving example now. The answer is, for that activity, he had. He had. And then there is V3. And after that, these are the features. So let's talk about the first he. So our first he is Mr. Umar Hayat. The name I love the most. No, I love this name. No. See, so we are talking about who? Mr. Umar Hayat. He was sitting in the chair. For that activity, he had taken what? The seat. He was sitting. So we can say that he had taken the seat. He had brought. Where was he sitting? In the classroom or outside over there?
Outside.
Absolutely. I know the government teachers, no? They teach physics, chemistry over there under the shady trees. And they're in the open areas. They don't let that any student enter the lab. They don't let any student perform experiments because they can't. My student is over there. She was in first year when I was had in the college. You know what was done? The lab. It is to be established. If it is not possible, sorry, I can't do work with you. You're the cheater. You are damaging the future of these people. Who? Mr. Umar Ayad. He was sitting in the chair, and for that he had taken the seat. He had brought what? The chair. He had brought the chair out of the room. He had placed what? The chair. Where? In the area he desired. At the place he desired. Where? In front of the students. He had cleaned. He had cleaned the chair properly before he sat. Before sitting. Points clear? Or if we talk about a typical government teacher, so we can say he had asked, he had commanded whom? Some students, his pupils, to go into the classroom and bring the chair to that area where the chair was there. At the moment you saw it. No? The point is clear or not? No? Say. And as he's a teacher, so we can say that before he saw him, he had started what? The teaching. Points clear? No, it's your turn. You people know. You reach your office. You saw your fellow, your colleague. When you saw him at that particular moment, what was he doing? Later on, we shall know that replace this structure. Know that what was he doing? Technically, it's wrong. What he was doing. As you know, your narration starts, you will learn what he was doing, what he was playing, what he was teaching. Points clear? Later on, no, we change the question, no. But right now, it's okay, no. When you saw your fellow at that particular moment, what he was doing, please. He was mocking attendance. For that activity,
He had entered the time office.
excellent. For that activity, he had entered the time office. Okay, this is a thumb impression. Okay, and he had
He has placed his thumb
excellent. He had placed his thumb where?
on the scanning machine.
Excellent. No, on the scanning machine. For that activity, he had entered to know the room and he had kept or placed his thumb where? On the scanning machine. No. Points clear? Mr. Sajid, he was delivering the lecture. For that activity, what had he done?
He had entered in the classroom.
He had entered no in beta. See, I didn't write in over there.
Yes.
If the word in were there, I would have written it. No, he had entered the classroom. Clear? He had made his mind. He had prepared his lecture. He had got ready for the lecture. He had written the topic on the whiteboard or the writing board. He had started his lecture.
Yes.
It means you are late. When you say he had started, it means you are late. So he had started his lecture. Clear? He had introduced the lesson to the student. Clear? Any question? Sure. Before your arrival today, what had I done? What did you observe over here? I had made all the arrangements of the seats.
Yes, sir.
Before your arrival, I had made all the arrangements.
Actually, you had rearranged the seat.
Excellent. Love you, my son. I had introduced a change. I'm sure you are feeling comfortable today, no? It is easier, no? You need do that, no? What's clear?
Yes, sir.
I had started the laptop. I had installed all these devices. I had prepared the lecture, no? You left your home?
Yes.
You left your?
Definitely.
Marshall. At the time of your departure from your home, who was there?
My hostel colleague.
Your hostel colleagues were there.
Yes.
What were they doing?
They were making calls to their friends.
Excellent. They were making calls, to their respective friends. Excellent, no? For those calls, the calls they were busy in. What had they done? They had dialed the numbers,
Yes, sir.
the desired numbers, please, and they had started their chat
Yes.
or conversation.
Yes.
Some of them had consumed a lot of times. Points clear?
Yes, sir.
Some of the friends were sharing their ideas, and some of them had shared their ideas. Those who had now consumed lot of time, so you can say they had shared number of ideas
Some of them got information to their seniors.
from their seniors. Excellent, no? Some of them were getting information from their friends, and some of them had got information, the required information from their friends. Points clear?
Yes.
When I left, my only sister was there at home.
Your sister, excellent. When you left your home, your sister was there. What was she doing?
She was prescribing.
Okay.
She was prescribing the medicine to the neighbors.
Excellent. She was prescribing what? No, the medicine. For that description, what had she done?
She had already examined them.
Excellent. She had examined and As a result of examination, she had diagnosed the disease. She had reached what?
Some conclusion.
Conclusion now. Clear? And she had started writing what?
The prescription.
The prescription now. Points clear? And before that, before the arrival of the patients, the neighboring patients, she had returned from the hospital. She had done her duty. She had changed her uniform. Before, no, she started, no, writing that. She had eaten what? Food.
Yes, some food.
She had taken some rest, no. And even though she had offered, no, the prayers. She had talked to her parents, no. She had told number of stories of the government sectors, the hospitals, no, to the parents, no. Points clear?
When I left the home,
Okay, you are coming from home, you are from the hostel.
from the home,
You're coming from home, no? When you left your home, at that time, who was there?
I saw my brother.
Who was there?
My brother was there.
And I learned to attempt the nature of the question, my son. This is the first lesson which I have been trying to instill in your minds, no? See, so who was there?
My brother was,
Your brother was there. What was he doing?
he was eating meal.
He was eating meal. You ready? It's you to contribute now. When he left his home, who was there? His brother was there. What was he doing? He was eating meal. For that activity, for eating meal, no, what had he done?
He had
And later on we say what he had done. Later on what he had done. Later on, but not now. Ji.
he had finished some of his food.
Excellent. No, he was eating food and he had finished some of the food. Clear? Okay. Oh, he had taken the seat. He had sat at the dining table. He had washed his hand. You got the point or not? So we can say that he had recited Bismillah wala barakatillah.
Yes.
He had followed, no, the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallam, no, in the first phase. And he was following the sunnah in the remaining phases. All the phases, the steps of that dining, no. Please. Nothing else? When you left, who was there?
I saw my father.
Your father was there. But to the point, when you left your home, who was there?
My father.
My father was there. What was he doing?
He was seeing television.
He was watching television. For that activity, what had he done? Or what he had done? Please. He had inserted the plug into the socket. He had that pressed the switch. He had switched on the TV. He had started what? The TV. He had reached or he had found his favorite TV channel. Point is clear? He had taken the seat at a proper distance. You know what is the proper distance? Any idea?
Almost 14 feet.
Be scientific, my son.
Yes.
This is the age of science.
It was something like we drive, we are driving and there is a term called toll distance.
Very good, very good.
It's something like that, at least we can see the rear wheels of the car.
Okay.
So this is logical. So there must be some.
Love you, my son. See, the minimum distance. The minimum distance. So let's begin with that. And maximum later on, no? The size of the screen. What?
Size.
The size of the screen multiplied by 4. Size of the screen multiplied by 4. Size is 15 inch. Multiplied by 4 is equal to 6 inches. Divided by 12 is equal to 5 feet. If you have a TV now with 15 inch screen, so you will sit minimum at the distance of 5 feet. The point is clear?
Yes.
Or he had kept the TV remote back.
Size.
Why? Because he had adjusted. Adjust, no adjust. That's wrong. Adjustment, wrong. There's no D. Adjust. Clear? He had adjusted each and everything. Even he had adjusted the volume. Clear? And he had started. He had started watching it. And during that activity, I am moving forward. And during that activity, he had built his confidence. He had groomed his personality. He had got information. He had updated his knowledge. He had come. He had come to know about number of happenings in the world, especially in Pakistan, because he was watching a Pakistani channel. No, points clear. The last point. No, what's that? Went to. I went to my granny's house, and I saw. Simply and I saw my grandfather. He was reciting the Holy Quran. He was reciting the Holy Quran. For the recitation, he had performed ablution. Clear? He had picked the Holy Quran. He had kept it before him. He had opened it. Points clear? Yes. Any questions, sir? No. So this is the half lesson. The half lesson is over, and the next half, inshallah, tomorrow. How to practice? I have given you know the idea. Simply observe and see that before your arrival, I had rearranged as per Asim's statement. I had rearranged the direction of the chairs. And I had done so many things. I had taught a number of students. And for you, I had prepared this lesson. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, inshallah, as far as this lesson is concerned.